Use more of your brain. The modern world is fantastic, but horrible at the same time. Fantastic because of all the modern conveniences, microwavable burritos, tons of streaming entertainment options. But this has a very dangerous side effect. The military did a study a few years back of what would happen if there was an EMP, a pulse that would knock out the electric grid. Their conclusions were pretty grim. They found that if there was a nationwide EMP, 90% of the country would be dead in a year, simply by shutting off the power. No internet, no banking system. Most of us live far, far away from the food we eat, so we need systems in place to grow, process, and transport the food. So if the grid goes down, the system that grows and processes and delivers the food also goes down. Don't worry, I'm not going to go doomsday prepper. This is one example of how lazy we've all become. Having all these nice things is fantastic. Make no mistake, not having the internet or microwavable burritos would suck. But if you unthinkingly depend on this stuff, it can be very, very dangerous. If you look back 50 years or so, you won't see a lot of obesity. People ate much healthier. People had jobs that required moving around. Modern life is much less demanding and overly processed food is everywhere. Here's a not so nice thought to think about. Think about all the overweight people around. Imagine that our brains are in just as bad a shape. We need information, we check Google. Most people can't even drive anywhere without their GPS telling them where to go, where to turn, etc. In fact, if you don't binge an entire TV show when it's released, that's an abnormality. One side effect of our sedentary lifestyles and crappy diet is something they call metabolic syndrome. It's all the things you can't see beyond our ballooning bellies. High blood pressure, hardening arteries, stress, poor sleep, etc. Similarly, there are plenty of negative side effects of our lazy brains. We can't think nearly as well as we used to. We can't read people nearly as well as we used to. Our senses are dead to the things happening all around us. This didn't used to be the case. Back before the internet or even before the Industrial Revolution, if you didn't have a fine-tuned, subconsciously driven situational awareness, you were at a significant disadvantage. This was automatic. Nobody had to think about it. But if you manage to rediscover this extra layer of perception, when everybody else around you is brainlessly staring at their phones, you will dominate. To learn how, visit mindpersuasion.com/telepathic-enhancer.